Let's go back to 1998. Technical outerwear looked like this.
Everything's flat, big, baggy.
Overbuilt flaps on zippers. Why do we need those?
It's so crazy that people climbed in stuff like this.
I don't think it's seam sealed, so that'll get you wet.
When Arc'teryx co-founder Jeremy Gard climbed in a very similar jacket, he knew Arc'teryx could do better. But had anyone at Arc'teryx ever made apparel?
No.
Not a single piece?
Nope.
Okay then. So Arc'teryx assembled a team that shared the hyper-specific combination of being climbers, inventors, and designers. Mike, Cheryl, and Tom.
So we knew the constraints of what we couldn't do. We were making patterns, we were sewing, we were modifying machinery.
Tom and the team had two things going for them. First, their location.
If you live here, this environment is, and that's the reality. If it works here, it'll probably work about anywhere.
This is Will, one of the world's most renowned ice climbers. But anyway, the second thing, as you may remember, these designers/inventors were also ice climbers.
Tom built the jacket that he wanted for ice climbing. And if it sucked, and he would fix it.
There was just one problem.
We needed a better material.
The Gore-Tex brand was already making Gore-Tex, the best material for outerwear, and Arc'teryx needed a license. But Mike, Tom, and Cheryl found that even Gore's best available material was failing when they were climbing themselves. And they needed better.
To walk in and say that we're going to change you by you going with us, yet we've never made any of it.
Being really hardcore users, they saw a way to make a better Gore-Tex jacket that nobody had ever really seen before.
This is Dan.
Big flaps, big zipper. Ooh, flaps on the inside and the outside.
And this is Tom.
Where am I going with this?
They were there back then, and they could tell you that
The risk for Arc'teryx?
The risks were phenomenal.
this is the part of the story where we should tell you that Arc'teryx bet the house on the Alpha SV. It was all or nothing.
It almost bankrupted the company.
15-hour days, and then they'd sleep here.
Oh my God, we're taking all this stuff to market. Can we do it? Can we actually pull it off?
They were literally finishing the jackets in the back of the van, driving to that first OR show.
This is Katie. She was at that OR show where the first Alpha SV was launched.
It actually stopped me in my tracks. And I was like, what the is that? It was so clean. It was so stripped down. It was so raw. It was so beautiful.
A refined silhouette, revolutionary material, and 300 grams lighter than anything else in the market. The Alpha SV changed the whole industry. But in typical Arc'teryx fashion, they didn't stop there. Over the next 25 years, small tweaks and upgrades would become industry standard. Exhibit A, Mike Blankarn's watertight zippers. It took close to 15 years to solve, but the innovation was basically to flip the zippers inside out.
Flipping it in reverse allowed to have better durability and also a nice, flat, even surface to coat the zipper.
And there you go. No more water getting through the zipper. And the rest of the industry was playing catch-up. But then we needed to fix the hood. Over to you, Will.
The OG Storm Hood covered your eyes when you tried to look up.
So the team redesigned the hood based on a parallelogram so that it moved with your head.
It is really nice to be able to see what you're doing when you're climbing.
Cool. But what about if after all of that, we wanted to cut the weight of the jacket in half? In 1998, seam tape sat over stitching to waterproof it. The seam tape was wide, heavy, and very stiff. So Arc'teryx was like,
Why do you need that much?
Problem was, the machines only cut 17 millimeters.
So if we wanted skinny seam tape, we just had to cut it.
So they cut it by hand, a lot of it.
Just sit there and rip 50 meters through at a time. You know, you can quickly turn around prototypes if you just roll up your sleeves and get on with it.
It literally took decades, but the tape got narrower, the articulation got better, and the resulting jacket was 230 grams lighter, which is like the weight of an ice pick. Okay, great. We made the perfect jacket. Almost. We once again need another material. This is JJ and Rebecca. They're the lead designers of the current Alpha SV. They're part of a large team who have been collaborating with Gore on more sustainable material that doesn't sacrifice on performance.
So the new material is from post-consumer waste and is a dope-dyed construction.
Meaning it uses way less water and chemicals to make. To find this new material, they had to do hundreds of tests like this, and this, and this, and this, and this, oof, and this, and whatever this is. Next, they made a 50-50 prototype, half the new material, half the old. Then they went back to Gore to do tests like
the rain tower test.
And
Environmental chamber test.
19 tests later, JJ and Rebecca are ready to field test with Quentin, who conveniently is one of the world's best ice climbers and pushes our jackets as far as possible.
We use these jackets in the harshest conditions when we really depend on their performance for survival. So to be able to give that feedback that we get out there, definitely a really cool thing to be able to do.
The athletes here recycle and they think, okay, the durability is going to drop, but that's why we test the hell out of it.
You know, we're designers, climbers. Climbers by nature, we spend our time in pursuit of these really hard, lofty projects. You know, it's a process of failure, testing, iterating, and learning.
After 25 years and 8 generations of the jacket, Tom and the team will continue testing, innovating, learning, and climbing on the next Alpha SV.